Women for Women International was founded in 1993 at the time of the Bosnia War. It started serving 14 women. We now serve more than 370,000. Our founder, Zeynep Selby, recognized that if you invested in a woman, you would also help change her life, the life of her family, and the life of her community. But the real change was really also about investing in women to act as peace builders, help build back peace in their own homes, their communities, and their countries. And the ability to transform women's lives, to make them part of that change, to make sure they helped create stable and peaceful societies, is the reason we still exist today. Our current objective is really to make sure that women are engaged and have the capacity to reach their full potential. And what that means at Women for Women International is making sure that women have basic skills, they're able to participate politically, and they have economic livelihoods. So really that means connecting women not just locally, but connecting them globally, to businesses, to markets, to make sure that not only do they have an opportunity to build back their own life, but that of their communities. And we also recognize that many of these women have the opportunity to reach their full potential with just a small amount of support. And that support can be literacy training, it can be numeracy training, it can be new vocational skills. But the power of women to transform their own markets and their countries depends on their knowing their rights, being healthy and active citizens. And that's what Women for Women does. Women for Women International works at the community level. On the front lines, we work with each community in each country. Each of our programs are tailor-made. We don't have a one-size-fits-all. We adapt to the cultural context within which we work in. We adapt to women's needs. We look at what are the basic things that can help change her life in her community, in her country. And that's what we focus on. One of the most effective parts of our program is that we tailor our training to local conditions and local markets. While every woman learns a vocational skill, she'll learn a business skill. Those vocational and business skills are adapted to the realities within which these women live and the markets within which they operate. If they learn about their rights and political participation, they learn about their rights in their own language, respective of their own culture and understanding of their own political ways of participating. So we really have a program that meets women where they are at and teaches them skill sets to operate in the communities and countries within which they live. We have really 4 key measurements of success. First is that we see an exponential growth in the amount of income women earn. Women often start earning at about 36 cents per day. By the time they graduate the program, on average, they're earning $1.21. Second, we measure how many kids are in school in the family when a woman starts the program versus when they complete the program. And we see an exponential change there. Almost all children are in school at the household level. The third thing we measure is knowledge of a woman's rights, and there we see about 20% average knowledge of rights, and at the time of graduation it's around 90%. And the fourth thing we measure is political participation. About a quarter of the women are engaged in some form of political participation when they enter. By the time they graduate, 80 to 90% of these women are participating at the community or provincial level in some form of political participation. Women for Women International recognizes that men need to be part of the solution, not just part of the problem. So we've invested in a men's leadership program that aims at changing attitudes, perceptions amongst men leaders so they can inform and train other men. And we see this as a crucial part of making sure that women are successful, because women largely live in communities and families and share their hopes and their dreams and their aspirations with men. So if women are able to engage in a supportive relationship where her male partner supports her business, her decision-making in the household, her rights over reproductive health, we end up with a real partnership and equality of opportunity to change and transform societies that women and men live in together. One of our organization's major accomplishments is the number of women we've served. We've served over 370,000 women in conflict zones. No other organization can claim those results. Secondly, we've been able to really push for women to stand up for their own rights. With a knowledge of rights, women are able to transform who they are and what they do. The third element that's crucial is that women have also been able to stand up around violence and abuse, particularly if it's at the community and home level. So we've really seen women be able to speak out, form groups to address violence. And finally, I think the key part of it is that not only do women transform their own lives, but women also teach other women. So we're creating a catalytic effect of women being able to change their lives, change the lives of their sisters, their cousins, their mothers, and community members at large. Women for Women International works in some of the places where it's most difficult to be a woman. War, conflict, roaming militias, bombings, sexual violence, abductions. And each of the women we work with faces this every single day. Their courage and their resilience inspires us. So being able to stay, work with them to make sure that they can make it through the next day, the next month, the next year is so crucial for us in terms of being able to help create the change that is needed in taking these communities from war to stability. With additional resources, Women for Women International could enroll women in the program that we are unable to currently reach. Each time we hold an enrollment session, we almost have double the number of women we can enroll. So with more resources, we could serve more women. The other opportunity we have is to expand to countries where there are ongoing conflicts or just recovering from conflicts. And that would allow us to invest in more women in more countries to allow them to become stabilizing forces in their own communities, in their own homes, and in their own countries. So by being able to have additional resources, we would be able to enter into new conflict zones and serve more women to act as powerful agents of building peace. There are three things that we could do to really transform the goals of our program. The first is to reach girls when they're young. We have girls getting married at 7, 8, 9 years old. If we're able to reach those girls earlier on, we'd be able to change their opportunities for the long term. They would have potential to earn, to learn, and participate. The second thing is to really create better economic opportunities for women after they graduate the program, linking them to jobs, sustainable markets, and long-term access to credit, which can transform their lives and the lives of their communities that they live in. And the third thing is to engage with men as partners. If men, and we work with men in a systematic way, become supporters to the women they live with, whether it's on the economic side, the social side, or the political side, we will have the capacity to build lasting peace.